Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. This is Driele, and today I have a different video for you guys. This is a PENPAL with me video. I hope you guys enjoy this type of video. I know it's not one of the most popular videos here in my channel, but I really enjoyed the old snail mail, and if you're new here and that's the reason why you came check out my YouTube channel, welcome. I do make videos here and there about my mail art process, so I hope you enjoy this one and that you stick around for other videos as well. Most of my channel, it is related to traveler's notebook. I do a lot of videos related to planning and journaling and anything really that involves paper collage and scrapbooking, all of the fun stuff. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a good week so far. Today is July 1st. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. This year is going by so fast. I can't believe it. We already done half of the year, and there's only another 6 months left. And it feels like there's so much that happened in this year already. It feels like literally we got a bundle of 5 years in one single one. And please tell me, where can I return this package? Because where's the return policy? I want to return this package. I'm just joking. I mean, with everything that's happening in the world, a lot of sad things and a lot of interesting things that we never thought, at least I never thought, I can speak for myself of course, but I never thought that we are going to be experiencing those things. I don't know how to put in words, but you know, it's just those events, that's the best word for it. It's just incredible things happening so far this year, and I think I mentioned that before in another video, but I truly feel blessed that I have this outlet, and I hope you do the same, that we get to journal our own thoughts about this entire thing. And everything that's happening is just so crazy. But I hope we can all survive all of this and that this can be something that we can look out from, from the future and think, oh gosh, 2020 was a heck of a year, but we survived, and be happy that we have a record of things that happened. I think if there's any year that we are supposed to be journaling, this is it, guys. If you haven't started yet, you better start now. Because I mean, I don't think this is as much as positive as this is not in a negative side by any means, but as much positive as you want to be about things that are happening and all the events. I think even if there's, I'm sure there's going to be a bright side at the end, but this is something. This is definitely something. I kind of lost my train of thought. Apologies here. What I was going to say is, there's definitely a timing to be journaling. What amazing would be to go back in time, to fast forward 10 years now and look back in this craziness that 2020 was, and be able to look at your journals and see not only documentation of what happened to you in this year, but also to be able to read your thoughts of what was happening. I think that's the amazing part of it. But anyways, I'm rambling as always. I hope you guys are used to that because I like to ramble. I feel that I am like that with my friends. So, and I hope you guys consider myself as a friend, and at least I consider you guys. I think we are building a very great community here, and I really hope you guys feel that way. I really hope this community that we are building, it's something that brings us all together. Not only because we all have something in common, that it's the love for journaling and the stationery and paper, but also because, we feel connected somehow. I really hope you feel that this community, it's a place that you can feel safe, that you can feel that you belong to. At least I hope that that's gonna be a community that we are going to be built here. But anyways, moving on to actually the video. I haven't talked anything about this video yet. So like I mentioned earlier, this is a pen pal with me video. I'm just showing you guys the process of my mail art process for 3 of my pen pal letters that I decorated this week. Gosh, this was a busy week. I actually had much more letters that I sent out. I didn't record all of them because some of them I had to I had to decorate the envelopes late at night, so I really didn't have good lighting to record those envelopes being decorated, unfortunately. And I know not a lot of you guys do like the mail art process, and I understand not a lot of you guys do the old snail mail, but I hope you can still find, even though if you're not into the mail art, I hope you can still find somehow some type of inspiration today, and maybe use the layouts that I'm using to decorate those envelopes on your own journals. I feel that like envelope decoration and the journaling goes hand in hand. A lot of my favorite artists and people that I follow on YouTube and Instagram that do journal, they also do a lot of mail art. I just think it goes hand to hand. If you do have a love for analog and for paper, stationery, you end up falling in love with the old snail mail. At least I believe so. But even if you're not into that and you don't want anything to do with art mail, I really hope you still can take some inspiration from this video today. But yeah, so for this first envelope, this was from one of my pen pals, Casey. I wanted to do something very sweet for her. She likes a lot of paper dolls and flowers, so I wanted to go with a very like pastel theme for her. So I went with very light aqua blues and pinks, and very light pinks and blues, and I think it turned out really good. I really liked how her envelope turned out. I used a lot of the papers. The bottom paper was from the Tim Holtz paper stash, and it has this beautiful vintage aqua floral, so I thought was very fitting for the theme that I was going with. I used another paper from Tim Holtz as well with some blue flowers and some vintage yellow papers there. The book pages is just from an old book that I bought on an antique shop. I just used that book to rip pages out. All the stickers are from the Happy Planner line. They are from 2 different sticker pads. One is a more floral themed sticker pad, and then the other one is just more girly, but they are both from the Happy Planner line. And the paper that I used to kind of like cut that template that I'm gonna use to write down her address I actually bought very recently on antique shop as well. It was just a regular, it was not really a vintage paper, it was a thrift paper, but was like brand new, it was still in the package. So I love the color, so I decided to grab that one. And the little flower that you saw me adding that looked kind of like a Polaroid photo, that one is from the Etsy shop called Notebook Archive. I absolutely love her printables, so that's what I used it. And for the details, that looks like a sewing, a manual sewing, I just used my Sakura Jelly Roll pen in number 10. But anyways, moving on, this is my second envelope for today. This is for my pen pal Ruth. She is a lovely lady, and we have decided that we are going to come up with a theme for our letters, and we decided to go with a yellow and a very like cream and neutral colors for our letters. So so that's why I decided to pick up the papers that I picked it up. That book page there, it's again from the same book that I used, just ripped pages out of it. The paper on the top, that's kind of like a cream color paper, vintage paper. That one is from Tim Holtz. You're gonna notice that I'm gonna write all of their names using some of my brush pens. For Casey, I used one of my Copic brush pens. I know Copic markers, they are so popular in the art community. That's how I got into it. If you don't know that about me, I'm an artist, I'm an illustrator, and also oil painter. But I got into Copic markers, of course, because of the art community. But I really don't like them. My truly honest opinion. I don't know. I don't think the fuss about them falls through, if that makes sense. They are not good markers. I don't think they are. They bleed through most of papers, including very thick papers. I don't know. There's something about Copic markers that I can't explain. Very simple. I just don't like them. But I have a full collection of Copic markers, and the Copic markers that I do have, I have lovely colors. So based on the theme that I wanted for Casey's envelope, I had to grab one of them. But it worked out because I was using a separate paper from a notebook. I didn't care about the bleeding because you're not going to be able to see it through anyways, because I was going to glue down that paper, so it didn't matter really. For Ruth, I used one of my Tombow brush pens. I really love Tombow. They're definitely my top favorites. They are my second favorite. They only lose to my my Sakura Pigma brush pens, because they are absolutely the best. But they are a second close. Tombow, I just absolutely love Tombow. I just don't have any other words for it. They are so good. They don't bleed through most of papers, including very thin papers. I can even use my Tombows in my 003 insert from Travelers Company, and it's a very thin paper. It's not the thickest paper ever, and I have no bleeding. I used to use with my Lustrum all the time. No bleeding there. I have no complaints about Tombow. The only thing that it's not the greatest is if you're trying to add it on top of the Tombow, a jelly roll pen with white ink or whatever it is, color, gold, silver, it doesn't matter. Jelly roll pens do not work well with the Tombow. The Tombow will suck in the whole ink and it's not gonna show through most of the time. But besides that, it's an awesome brush pen. Enough about Tombow, but that's what I use there for my for writing the Ruth's name. And if you're curious about the color, I use the color 026. If you're curious about the color that I use for Casey, the Copic marker, that one was RV14. It's a begonia pink. But yeah, anyways, I use some of my paper collage for Ruth's envelope right there on the corner where you see the paper doll. That was a collage that I made it. I have actually a video for it. It's just a how you say where's the word for it? It's just a video that I kind of show you guys the process of creating your own paper collage roll. So if you're interested in that and you haven't had a chance to watch that video, I'll link it above here on the screen so you can check it out later. But that's where the paper collage came from, because we decided to go with a yellow and beige theme. That paper collage had the perfect amount of beige and neutral, so I absolutely love that collage, so I decided to use for her letter, for her envelope. The vintage paper that you saw me cutting the template to use it as the address, that one I got on Amazon is a vintage themed paper. It is a printable paper, and all the stickers, it is from the sticker pads from the Happy Planner line, and all of the washi tapes, the yellow ones, are from Michael's from the Recollections line. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the only other thing that I used was some of that tissue paper that I bought it on Antique Shop. I have a haul, my vintage haul that shows that paper. I'll link it above here on the screen as well, so you can check it out later if you hadn't had the chance to watch it. But I got it from this package from Simplicity. It's from the 1980s. Lovely tissue paper. Anyways, moving on, my last envelope. This one's for Rhonda. This lovely lady, she absolutely loves vintage, as I do. So I just decided to go really vintage on this one here, because I know she doesn't super love dolls, or she's more into the vintage really. So I did decide to go really heavy on the vintage for her. So I grabbed another paper collage from the collage roll that I created, and I have the video for it, because it had a lot of those vintage items from Tim Holtz. I had it, one of those stamps from the Notebook Archive, and it was just a lovely color with green and browns and yellow, like a vintage yellow, so I thought was perfect. So I decided to use as the background for the envelope this lovely black and white vintage paper from Tim Holtz. I'm adding some bits of a book page as well, just to add some more texture to the envelope, and I'm adding on top of everything some of this yellow tissue paper that I got it from the Antique Shop from the Simplicity package. And I am going to be using the same vintage themed paper that I got it on Amazon, the yellow one. I'm gonna cut the size of using my template there, and I built that template. I just got some cardboard paper, and I just draw the template, and I made it myself just to make things easier. But that's the paper right there that I'm telling you. So I just cut it to size to the template, and I'm gonna use that to write it the address. And yeah, I just decided to go with a little bit more of the same tissue paper that I used on the left on the right side, just to add it a little bit more of texture to the envelope. And I'm going to use another Tombow to also write it her name in the paper, and you're gonna see me writing her name multiple times. It's just because I messed up with the size of the lettering. I was writing too big, and it was just not going to fit in the envelope. So I had to you know, redo and rewrite it a couple of times until I got the correct size. But yeah, once I got it, I just went in with my La pen, and that's the actual pen, the black pen that you see me write it on top of the ink, just to add it a little bit more of an extra color to the name, just to be a more strong color besides just the, you know, the brush pen. But if you're curious about the color that I'm using for this tumble for Rhonda's name, this is the color 098. It's a very like a dark olive green. I really love this color. But yeah, I'm just gonna fussy cut the name, and all that I'm gonna do here is just glue everything down, and I'm gonna edit her name first, and then I'm gonna come in and edit that collage. And besides that, all that I'm gonna edit here to this envelope, it's a little bit of extra stickers. I decided, because I didn't want it to be too girly with this envelope. I know she doesn't like that much the girly theme. I decided, instead of going with flowers, I decided to go with leaves. The paper collage that I had added already had some green leaves there, so I wanted to kind of add some extra leaves to the envelope just to match a little bit more and look a little bit nicer. So I added a little a bigger one, longer one to the right, and a little small one to the left, and I'm pretty much done. I'm gonna bring it close so you guys can see all the details on those envelopes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, leave a like, and if you're new here, again, welcome. I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. Like I say, I do make videos related to you know, mail art as well as traveler's notebook. But that's it for today, guys. Have a lovely day.